Good morning, sunshine.
That was a crazy dream.
Please tell me I dreamt all those Scrabble losses last night.
3 times in a row.
Oh,
Rub it
come
in, why
on.
don't you? I'll just go strangle myself now.
Come on, Cat.
Oh, you. Don't be a sore loser. So what's the plan today?
Mr. Wade is the plan. I'll head for the clinic right away. While I'm at it, I'm gonna check out the church and the nature reserve.
Sounds like a good
Okie
plan.
dokie. What can I do to help?
Why don't you continue looking into the lights? I have a feeling they're the key to solving all of this. You could also look up the history of Conwell Springs in general, see if anything unusual has been going on.
I'll get right on it.
Great. Thanks, E.
Oh, by the way, don't forget to check out the page I gave you about the red scythe. It's a pretty interesting flower.
Right. Yeah.
Right, yeah, sure. Do I have that with me? Oh, good. I'll look at it right now.
Eileen gave me this. Might contain useful information if I come across a specimen.
Sure. Let's,
It's a
read it.
photocopy of a book page with information about the red scythe flower. Here's an interesting segment. Another interesting trait of the red scythe is the smell, which is familiar to that of a pepper. The pollen of the plant has also been known to cause hallucinations in concentrated amounts. Native American tribes harvested and smoked the plant for that reason, but the flower never caught on as a modern recreational drug due to the difficulty of growing it.
Interesting. All right. Bye,
All right, I'm off.
Eileen.
Peace out, E.
Okie dokie. Good luck and see you later.
Eileen, you're so peppy and bubbly. Or maybe I should have talked to her some more. I don't know. I kind of want to just get on and find out what's happening. Ooh, I got 3 new locations. Let's go. Should we go to the clinic first? Or the nature reserve? Let's go to the nature reserve first. We'll go to the clinic in a sec. So this is the place, huh?
Well, this is it. This is where the picture was taken. I'm not sure what I expected to find here.
Huh.
I need to clear my head.
How are you supposed to smoke with the fishbowl on your head? How'd you do that, Kathy? Alright. Who the fuck?
What the?
We've met before, haven't we?
I don't think so, Mr. Clean. Unless seeing your face on a bottle of detergent counts.
Get away from me.
Always the joker, aren't you, Kathy?
What?
How do you know my name?
You told me, remember?
I feel strange. Am I dreaming?
It's the mending I will try to facilitate.
You're not real. I'm lying asleep in my bed right now.
Focus, Kathy. Listen to the drowned girl.
You mean Lily? What about her?
She's the anomaly, the missing refrain, the convergence point of things past and events yet to happen.
Dial down the metaphors a notch, would you, Mr. Kafka? I get enough of that shit in English class.
I knew you wouldn't disappoint. I'm glad, given how much trouble I went through to be here. You see, my name was taken from me, so I claimed a color in its stead. The next time we meet, you'll know the exact hue of red. You're on the right path, Kathy. Follow your grandfather, and everything will work out in the end.
What?
Wait, what? How did I get here? Am I going crazy? Am I turning into Mom?
What is going on? Game just took a trippy turn. Is Grandpa still alive here?
Oh, hello, dear. Glad to see you again so soon.
Hi, Grandma. I just thought I'd drop by.
Sure, hon. Stay as long as you'd like.
Holy crap. Maybe we can ask her about one of the new topics we have? Why did it drop me off here? It seems
Mind if we
like...
talk for a bit, Grandma?
Not at all.
Let's see.
Do you know anything about this flower, Grandma?
I can't say that I do. I remember seeing it growing in the woods, but I didn't think much of it at the time.
What do you see in this picture, Grandma?
I have no idea, but it's quite an eerie display. What is it?
I'm trying to figure that out. I found the picture hidden in the attic.
Oh, come to think of it, the trees do look similar to the ones in Conwell Woods.
Yeah, it was taken somewhere in that area. I found out that the flower in the picture matches a rare local species.
Aren't you clever? Do let me know if you come across anything else.
Thanks.
I don't see a reason to ask.
Fine.
I don't see a
Fine. Is there anything else really? Not really.
Well, gotta go, Grandpa.
Haven't really found anything else interesting. Alright, I guess we'll just move on now. If we can, from that. Alright, I have decided that we are going to go to the clinic now. I don't think that there's anything more for us at the Rain residence. Hello there. That's the dude that was in prison earlier. Hey,
It's that homeless guy who helped me distract Lenny.
what is your name, dude? How'd you get out?
We meet again, Mr. Homeless Guy.
Homeless? That's the worst thing I ever heard of, and totally untrue.
So, what's up with the trash can? Digging for treasure?
Well, I'm just going through a rough patch. By the way, you owe me $10.
Oh, I do.
Nah, you agreed to 7.
You're busting my balls here.
Better get those balls checked out in this clinic then.
So cold. Like a stake through the heart.
What do they call you anyway?
Goober. Everyone calls me Goober.
All right, I'm Kathy.
Pleasure to meet you.
Sure. Let's just, bond with him real quick.
So, what's your story anyway?
My story?
Yeah, don't all bums have a story?
For your information, this is all just a dry streak in my showbiz career.
Is that so? I don't recognize you at all.
I used to have more hair.
That I actually believe.
Come on, man. Frankie Gold is my stage name. Surely you must have heard of me.
Not really, no.
Oh, come on. I have starred in dozens of Hollywood movies.
What?
Silence of Lambert, Jacob's Bladder,
What?
The Usual Surprises, Natural Bald Killers.
Not ringing any bells.
Kids these days, no appreciation for quality cinema. Breaks my heart.
What spoof movies are those? Natural Bald Killers, Jacob's Bladder, really? Are those porn movies? Let's ask about it.
So, tell me about this acting career of yours.
What about it?
Let's find out about Jacob's Bladder.
I'm not sure I want to know what Jacob's Bladder is about, but I'm gonna ask anyway.
Jacob's Bladder. The tragic story of Jacob Cobb, a schizophrenic man who forms an imaginary romantic relationship with his bladder. During long and joyful monologues on the can, he starts referring to his nether regions by the name of Jenny.
Oh, God.
Sadly, before Jacob has a chance to elope with his sweetheart, he gets committed to an asylum due to increasingly erratic behavior. After a big fight with his paramour, Jacob refuses to pee for a week, and he dies from a ruptured bladder.
That sounds terrible. And you starred in that? I think I'll stick with the Tim Robbins version, thank you.
Tell me about the Silence of Lambert.
Lawrence Lambert, a real estate agent, suddenly turns mute overnight. For weeks, he tries to communicate with customers using a self-invented sign language, only to realize that true love needs no communication at all. He marries his housekeeper, who only knows 2 words in English, yes and clean. In the end, Lawrence dies of a heart attack in the arms of his lovely wife, Consuelo Lambert Vasquez. Based on a true story.
Yeah, sure it is. All right, let's go through the other two as
Give me the
well.
rundown on the usual surprises.
A lighthearted comedy taking place during a surprise birthday party of 34-year-old Sid McBacon. The story is told from 8 different perspectives to keep the audience guessing who the protagonist actually is. The movie ends with the biggest surprise of them all. Sid suddenly dies of an epileptic seizure. I guess it's more of a dark comedy.
All right, so why always deaths at the end? We're gonna ask that. So just in case someone in the comments thinks that I don't get what these are about, this is Silence of the Lambs, and this is The Usual Suspects.
Natural
I get
bald
it.
killers?
It's a dystopian vision of the future where people are valued by the quality of their hair. The protagonist, Eddie Zephyr, turns bald in high school. One day, he has simply had enough of all the teasing and the bullying, and he completely snaps and heads out on a scalping spree in search of the perfect head of hair.
And then,
Eddie makes his way to Mexico for an illegal hair transplant. However, he has an adverse reaction to the anesthesia and he dies on the operating table.
wow. All right, let's ask about this.
Why do you always die at the end of your movies?
Typecasting,
That's what I figured.
Never mind.
not the cultured type. I understand.
What? I asked you about all your movies.
I need to ask you a few questions.
Sounds serious. Ask away.
I don't know if you're gonna know about any of these, but here goes.
Do you know what happened to Joseph Rain in 81?
I most certainly do.
What? Tell me.
Are you sure you want to know? Not everyone can handle the truth.
Oh, just spit it out.
Come on.
Okay, here we go. Ready?
Yes.
Abducted by aliens.
Sure.
I should have known better.
Oh, I saw it, man. A big, huge light. I was a bit drunk at the time, but I had my reasons. My wife had just left me, taking the dog, not to mention I was being conscripted for the war. But I'm telling you, those goddamn aliens took him and they experimented on him. And that's why he was so messed up when they put him back.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop you there.
Open your mind, man.
Sure. What else would he even know about? I guess I could ask him about the church.
What's your opinion on the Church of the Holy Trinity?
I'd say they're good people. Isaac the priest is, anyway. His dad, Father Bill, on the other hand, though, he and the people he had around him were into some weird shit.
What kind of
Like
weird
what?
shit?
Drugs?
I don't know, they were like a cult or something, with Billy Praise himself at the top. Really shifty bunch of folks. Isaac turned it all around when his dad kicked the bucket, made it a proper church.
Interesting. Do you know anyone else who was involved in the old church?
Not really, I tried to stay as far away from those people as possible. Ask Isaac about it, he's a friendly guy.
All right, I might do that.
I'll take your word for it. I mean, seems like we got it straight right there.
Do you know who Lily Myers was?
Yep, my dad was the one who found her floating in the lake.
Really?
Really? What can you tell me about her?
Ah, geez, not a lot. I mean, teenage girls, man, they're like their own species. Impossible to figure out. Not to mention how that entire family ain't like people friendly.
Now that's an understatement. Nearly started brawling with Sue the first time I met her.
She could sure deal out a mean whooping, that lady.
How would you know? Okay. Let's ask about Charles Wade. You know he's in there,
Do
right?
you know who Charles Wade is?
Sure, he's been holed up in this clinic for the last couple of weeks.
You saw Charles Wade go in there?
Well, yeah, I just told you, man.
How did he look?
Okay, I guess. Still walking, at least.
He knows a lot more than I would have guessed.
Do you recognize the nickname Cocky?
Why, I used to call myself that back in Nam. Oh, how I miss that marvelous youthful ego of mine.
Why do I even bother?
She's so annoyed. All right, this is the last one. We might as well ask.
What do you know about Lily Myers' art?
Nothing but hearsay. People say it was pretty deranged.
Huh. I didn't know that people talked about that much. Yeah.
Do you recognize these men?
That's your granddad, right?
Yeah. What about the other two?
No idea. I think my face blindness is acting up again.
Okay.
Well, at least he recognized Joseph Rain.
Do you know what this is?
Yeah, ask him about that.
Chinese fireworks, of course. I grew up in Shanghai. I know what I'm talking about. They used to call me Dong Pai, meaning round-eyed baldy. Those were some rough years. I miss the food, not to mention the women. Got 2 kids down there now, Maylin and Little Pig.
Time to hit the off switch now, buddy.
Yeah. Let's not ask him about let's ask him about the botany book.
Do you know anything about this flower?
It's red?
Enlightening.
That's what I figured. It was worth a shot, though. You never know.
Do you know what this key opens?
Your heart, mademoiselle?
Oh, brother.
All right, I don't know how much more we're gonna get out of him. I'm not offering him a cigarette. All right, we're done.
Okay, that's enough serious questions for now.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah, we're done there.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
I'm off.
Bye.
Let's
It's full of trash. Figure that.
You want to sift through it, Kathy? You want to go?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
All right, fine. I figured. Let's see. Is there anything else we can click on? All right, let's go inside. Hi there, nurse.
No thanks. Women's magazines make my brain melt.
I freaking hear you.
Uncomfortable, hard plastic chairs. It's like they're intentionally trying to keep people out. A calendar from 1991. Guess they really liked that year.
That is interesting. I guess they just haven't updated it in 4 years.
Can't read it from here.
Well, that's a problem, isn't it?
Rows and columns of files. Probably easier to use the computer if I need to do some digging.
Thank you for clarifying.
Was expecting plastic, but this looks like a real plant.
Okay.
A computer. They likely keep records of their patients on it.
We'll probably need that. See if we can just go. See you later. What?
No point. I wouldn't even know what room to go to.
I was like, that was easy. All right then. Hi, nurse.
She looks bored out of her mind. Pretty understandable, to be honest.
Yeah. All right, let's talk to her.
Excuse me, nurse? Hey, nurse!
She can't hear you. She's got a fishbowl on.
Yeah?
Ooh. These are all snarky. I love it.
Try not to strain yourself.
Whatever. What do you want?
I'm here to see Charles Wade.
Never heard of him. Anything else?
Bullshit. I know he's here. Listen, it's okay. I'm a friend of the family.
No, you're not, and I said he's not here. Don't make me call security.
God damn.
What a bitch. I need to get rid of her somehow.
I know exactly how we can do that. Yo, Frankie. You ready to do some more distracting for me? Distracting. I get it. It's a pun. Acting,
Hey, doofus.
distracting. Okay.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, hey,
So, how good an actor are you?
The best. The very best.
You know, that nurse in there, she said she loved you in all those movies, and that she always wished you'd give her a live performance.
I knew it. She always gave me these strange looks. I thought it was contempt, but her face must just be cramping up from shyness.
oh, brother.
Yeah, that's definitely it.
Yeah.
She'd love to see you act, I'm sure.
I'm gonna have to oblige. Which movie do you think she'd like the best?
Probably not the bladder one. Probably not that.
How about the usual surprises?
Business as usual.
Let's watch this.
I can't believe you guys did all this for me. You know, what's that smell? Bacon? Oh, Bobby, my head hurts. I'm seizing. Thank you. You've been a great audience.
What? That didn't even phase her.
That wasn't really an electrifying performance. I'll have to intervene somehow.
Did you just give me a hint through a pun, Kathy Rain? Falling more in love with you every video. Okay, let's do it again. I think she gave me a hint just now as to what to do.
Hey, doofus.
Oh, hi.
Hey.
Sure.
We'll go with the same one.
Business.
Yeah. All right, let's go. This time we'll give him an electrifying performance for sure.
Did all this for me? You know, what's this smell? Bacon? Oh, Bobby, my head hurts.
Nurse, he's seizing.
Oh shit!
What the fuck? That's awesome.
Man, I feel like a total jackass. I'll have to make it up to the poor guy later.
No, don't worry about it. I mean, yeah. That was kind of fucked up what you did, Kathy. What I made you do, rather. You mean you had the
Employee
idea.
of the month, Carlita Mendez. What a joke.
Wait, what?
Employee of the month, Carlita Mendez.
I cut her off, sorry.
What a joke. It's that obnoxious nurse.
I just wanted to hear you say it. All right, let's check out the computer. Look up files. Oh, crap. Carlita Mendez. Okay, C. Mendez. Right? Password. We don't know the password. There's gotta be something else here that we can use though. Actually, we could just use the boot disk and retrieve the admin password. I don't know why I didn't think about that. 4 megabytes of memory. Cool. Okay, Phoenix OS, huh? All right. Give me that admin password. Odor Gator. What the hell? Okay. Odor Gator. I'll try to remember that. Okay. It's OTORGADOR. All right, Charles Wade. There we go. Date of birth, 1924. Wow, so he's 71. Patient has undergone successful invasive heart surgery and was transferred to this facility at his own request. The initial prognosis looks good, and the patient is likely to make a full recovery in 6 to 8 weeks. Status stable, room 6B. What else can we look for while we're here? Just figured I'd check. There's nothing else we need to do. Room 6B, I think. Let's go visit Mr. Charles Wade. I'm very excited. Yeah. Who is this joker in the corner?
It's all right, Claude. Understood, sir.
Wow, he knows who I am, I guess.
So, you managed to find me.
I did.
Well, let's get this over with then. How do you want your pictures? Shall I get some tubes to fill my face with?
No, he doesn't know who I am.
Will that suffice for your front page?
I'm no journalist. Well, not yet anyway.
She's but a cub. So, you're hoping for your big break. Surely this must be worth an internship at one of the big papers. Do you want me to call Thompson at the Times and get it over with? I still play golf with him every once in a while.
No.
That's not what this is about. It's personal.
Sounds serious. Perhaps I should ask Claude to produce his gun.
You know, Charles, the person most likely to be harmed by a gun tends to be its owner.
Oh.
Very true. That's something that Japs who captured me learned the hard way.
Did my
Oh.
grandfather bail you out then too, or was that one of the few times where he didn't save your sorry ass?
Hold on there. Explain yourself.
You're willing to listen to something other than your own voice? I'm stunned.
So sassy.
I'm Kathy Rain. Joseph was my grandfather.
Now I remember. A You were at the funeral.
Were you at the
was.
funeral?
You were late.
Ooh.
I needed my morning smoke.
Shit.
Besides, it's not like Grandpa was going anywhere.
Oh, just look at her, Claude. She's absolutely fearless. That's Joseph's blood running through her veins.
She certainly has a smart mouth, sir.
I must say, you have me
Shut up,
intrigued,
Claude.
Kathy. What can this old man help you with?
Thank you. Thank God.
Do you recognize the call sign Cocky?
Please.
Would be strange if I didn't, since I was the one who coined it.
Uh-huh.
Belongs to a fellow named Jimmy Cochran.
Thank you.
He was a coward, really. The nickname is somewhat of a bad joke.
Perfect. Thanks.
Thank you. Golly. Can stop asking people about the call sign Cocky? All right.
Do you know anything about what happened to my grandfather in 81?
I wish I did, Kathy. You must know I did everything in my power to help. How do you think Mary Elizabeth could afford all that expensive treatment? MRIs, neurologists, say what you will about Joseph. But he was never rich.
Yeah, makes
Strange.
sense.
Grandma never mentioned that to me.
She didn't.
She's just too proud. At first she refused. She was convinced that I had an agenda, that there were strings attached.
And were there?
Don't be silly. Despite all that had happened, I still loved Joseph dearly.
What happened?
Wanted to help.
What
People
happened?
from places like this have a deeply rooted mistrust in the rich, passed on for generations. In her eyes, I had become one of them.
So that's all you know about the whole affair?
Are you implying that there's more to know? I left the diagnosis to the professionals. Mrs. Rain accepted the health care, but asked me to stay out of everything else. So I did.
I see. What can you tell me about your friendship with Grandpa?
Joseph was the best friend I ever had. We grew up together, married our high school sweethearts together, went to war together. I can't even begin to count the number of times he's saved my life. I repaid the favor once or twice, but he came up ahead, no doubt.
So, when did you two lose touch? I heard that something happened between you and him. What was it?
Yeah, what was it?
The truth is, Brian Rain happened. Sharon Evans happened.
Who are these people?
My parents?
Oh.
Yes, they ruined everything with their vile, destructive behavior. I couldn't have that around my daughter or my newborn grandson.
What'd they do?
Joseph was naive. He believed that anyone could be helped, that anyone could be reasoned with, given a chance. He was just too good, bless him. He should have been harder on Brian, more strict.
Ooh. Tough love. Not to be blamed, say nothing. I'll agree with
I
him.
wouldn't mind teaching my old man some manners myself, wherever he is.
Yes, of course. You must understand this better than anyone. People like your father simply cannot grasp how far their bad influence spreads. So our family started drifting apart. Eventually, my company grew much too large for this little town, and we moved on. Not long after that, your grandfather ended up in that wheelchair. That marked the end of our friendship, for obvious reasons.
Ah. I see. Right. He sounds like the freaking Emperor. Emperor Palpatine from Star Wars. Golly. Let the hate flow through you.
You bought a number of paintings by Lily Myers. Why?
I'm known to dabble in art from time to time. Martha, my wife at the time, was enamored with the paintings. I believe she first saw them at the high school which the Myers girl attended. Anyway, after the poor girl killed herself, I bought the paintings speculatively. When a young artist with any talent to speak of commits suicide, it can be a wet dream of certain connoisseurs. Shortly after procuring the art, I had it valued by an expert who determined that the value was 3 times the amount I bought it for.
Wow.
Today, I'm sure I would have made my money back tenfold or more if it wasn't for the art theft.
What art theft?
There was a burglary at the mansion I used to own here in town. It was all over the local news at the time.
Well, shit.
Eloquently put.
Yep, that is very interesting. Maybe there's something, maybe there's something about the art. Maybe the art is like some sort of hidden message, or like encrypted, like what do you call it? Like an optical illusion or something? Like if you look at it a certain way, it shows some sort of secret? I don't know.
Tell me about Jimmy Cochran. Is he still alive?
In a literal sense, he's been held in a mental institution for years.
Let me guess. Since 81?
Either 82 or 83. I'm fairly certain it was early 83.
Do you remember the name of the institution?
It happened to me
Something
too.
starting with an E. Emerson, Everton, or similar.
Ingstrom? Ingstrom Psychiatric Hospital?
Yes, that's the one. You know the place, Kathy.
Ugh. We've been honest with like everything so far, so we'll go with the truth here.
I do. My mother is in there. Sharon Evans? I had her committed about a year ago.
I see. It must have taken a lot of courage to do that, Kathy. Mothers have a lot of power over us, more than most of us care to admit.
I guess so. Do you know why Jimmy ended up in there?
Some obsessive-compulsive syndrome. He became fixated with circles and started hurting himself, trying to scratch the circles out of his head.
Creepy. I wonder what set him off. I think I'll check the place out tomorrow. Too late to head back to the city now.
Let's ask about the church. Something tells me Charles isn't going to be a big fan of it.
What can you tell me about the Church of the Holy Trinity?
They seem like any other church to me. But then again, I'm not their usual clientele. Weddings, baptisms, and funerals are just about what I can muster. And I always leave early.
Can you tell me about the art theft?
Well, somebody broke in, stole the paintings, and got out. Fairly clumsy job. Lots of broken windows. The strangest thing was that I had a Monet,
Yeah.
a Rembrandt,
Okay.
and 2 paintings by Picasso, untouched. But every single painting by an unknown local artist, gone.
That can't be a coincidence.
Agreed. Somebody wanted those paintings badly.
It's because those
I assume there was
paintings.
an investigation.
Yes, Sheriff Truman came by with his deputy a few hours later, but they didn't have much luck. They found a few hairs, which turned out to be from Ruffles, the family dog.
Some stunning police work right there.
Indeed. There was a single witness, though, who said he could make out multiple burglars leaving the scene of the crime, but nothing more than that.
So, I take it the case was closed?
Yes. I honestly didn't care much one way or the other, given the fact that my most expensive pieces were safe and sound.
He doesn't know.
I think I'll have a chat with the sheriff about the matter, if that's okay with you.
Certainly. I'll call ahead and instruct him to give you everything you need.
Good guy
That'd be great.
Charles.
Thanks, Charles.
Thank you.
Anytime. But I'm curious, what's your interest in the paintings?
They fucking
I've
hold a
learned that
secret.
my grandfather went to Sue and asked to see them, right before he had his injury.
Is that so? Strange.
I feel like if he knew what the paintings were all about, if my theory is correct, he would have made a much bigger deal out of it than he did just now. He didn't seem too preoccupied. So yeah, we gotta get to the bottom of that art theft. I feel like there's some sort of cover-up happening
Do you
here.
recognize this, Charles?
Of course. Your grandfather, me, Jimmy Cochran, taken shortly before we went to the war.
You guys look like you just won the lottery or something.
Indeed. We were mere children, with no concept of what we were getting into.
There's no way he knows about the small key, but we'll try.
Do you know what this key opens?
You must be truly desperate if you ask random people a question like that.
Well, maybe give some context, like it was in my grandfather's possessions. The only people that would know are like grandma and maybe you, besides him.
What do you see in this picture, Charles?
Fireflies would be my best guess. They can grow terribly large around these parts.
I see. Yeah, let's waste his time.
Do you know what this is?
A flower. Why don't you consult a botanist instead of bothering me with this nonsense?
It was worth a try. I don't think we have anything else, really. I think we're good.
Thanks, Charles. That's all I need for now.
You're welcome, Kathy. Come back anytime.
Sorry I wasted your time with nonsense.
Looks like Wade brought some of his old tombs with him.
That makes sense.
Just some boring landscape paintings.
Boring.
He looks weak, but his eyes are sharp.
Yeah, so he's still there mentally.
A private phone. Wade must get special privileges here.
I see. What's up with Claude?
That guy is huge. I wonder how many cows he eats per day.
Good question. Yeah, let's chat with him.
I'd rather not. He'd crush me like a twig.
You don't want to talk to him? Fine. We're gone. We're ghost. So I guess now we can go to the police station, although we do also have one more area unlocked that we can go to. So I'm not sure which one I want to do first.
Do you know anything about the art theft in the Wade estate?
Yes, Mr. Wade phoned ahead about that.
Mm-hmm.
Lenny,
Yes, boss.
get the report from the burglary in the Wade estate back in '86.
On it, boss. There you go, Kathy.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay, what do I got? What do I got here? Okay, so this is 86. So this is several years later. The alarm in the Wade estate is triggered at 1:12 a.m. The house is empty at the time and the neighbors contact law enforcement. 2:04 a.m. Officers arrive at the scene. Several broken windows can be observed. A sweep of the estate and surrounding premises reveals no trace of the perpetrators. 2:20 a.m. A single witness identified as Franklin Goldfarb reports seeing multiple burglars leaving the scene of the crime. How is he always around? The bum. So this is a month later, 12:15 a.m. Charles Wade arrives in Commonwealth Springs to make an official statement. After examining the house, he reports that paintings with an excess value of $15,000 have been stolen. This is a month after the fact. Why did it take him a month? I guess he was traveling? Okay, April 16th. The art in question has not yet popped up in any circles that are known to deal with stolen goods, terminating investigation due to lack of leads. So basically, they were never sold. Interesting.
I gotta find this Goldfarb guy. Maybe he knows more about the burglary.
Dude, you've already met him. You've already met him.
Do you know who Jimmy Cochran is? He was a friend of Grandpa's.
I believe he teaches at the flight school these days.
I don't think so, at least not anymore. I was told he was placed in a mental facility.
Really? He always struck me as a kind man, maybe a bit nervous and on edge, but not crazy.
There's more. I found out that Jimmy asked Grandpa for help not long before Grandpa ended up in that wheelchair. Jimmy sounded really desperate. I'm sure what happened to Grandpa that night had something to do with his cry for help.
You should go find the man then. Surely he must know something.
That's the plan. I just wondered if there's anything else you think I should know about him.
Not really. We haven't stayed in touch since Joseph was injured. I know that he had a wife, Agatha, and a son, James. Agatha passed away from cancer years ago, but as far as I know, James still lives in the city with his family.
Agatha is her middle name.
Thanks, Grandma.
Kathy's middle name, rather.
I don't see a reason to ask her about that.
Fine.
Does the name Franklin Goldfarb mean anything to you?
Oh, that poor man. He used to be an upstanding citizen, you know. Now he's constantly drinking and keeps babbling on about that imaginary acting career of his.
Sad thing. Do you know where I can find him?
He's homeless, dear. Lost his job a few years ago and never really got back on his feet.
Okay, now I know who you're talking about. Thanks, Grandma. Looks like I'm gonna have to have a chat with Goober.
Yeah, if we can find him. Damn. Yeah, I don't think I need to ask her about that stuff. All right, well, finally we know, like, I had to wait for Kathy to catch up to me on that one, which was kind of rare. Throughout the game, she's kind of been on the same wavelength as me. But on that one, I don't know why she didn't remember that he told her his name. But anyway, let's see if we can go to the clinic and ask. Because I actually came here earlier. I cut that part out, but I came here earlier. And I tried to talk to the nurse, and she was like, I don't have anything to ask the nurse. So I had to go around and ask people about Franklin Goldfarb to connect the dots.
I need a word, Miss Mendez.
Kind of annoying, but minor complaint.
Wait, how do you know my name?
It's
I'm
written on
smart.
that board behind you, genius.
You have the eyesight of a bald eagle or something?
What can I say? I'm a freak of nature. What happened to Goober, anyway?
Who?
The guy who had the seizure?
Oh, he ran off somewhere. Kept babbling about a religious near-death experience.
He went to the church.
Okay, thanks.
Went to the church. Let's go.